Good morning, everyone. Hi. All right. Happy Wednesday. New day, fresh start. Okay. So let's see what we've got on the scanners today. Let's see. I'm also going to bring up my my trading guidelines that I'm creating. I'm continually working on them and developing my guidelines, which right now I am in a reduced share size. So for those of you who have been following along with me, you know that I had to reduce my share size. That's okay. That's where I'm at in my journey, right? All right, so let's see what's popping up today. EVC. Well, the float's higher than I normally would look at, but everything else looks good. So let's take a look. Oh, interesting. Okay. Hi, everyone. Okay, so let's see what else is on the scanners. SKK, I think that popped up yesterday, and there was a reason why I didn't look at it yesterday, so I'm not sure what's going on with it today. Price is under $10. The float is only $1 million. Everything looks good on it from a stock selection perspective. Looks like the news is from yesterday, which is probably why it popped up yesterday. Let's take a look. Okay, that's below VWAP, so I'm not going to really pay attention to that. So right now, I'm looking at Warrior Trading's Tops Gainer Scanner. Don't really see much popping up, but that's okay. It looks like the market's up today, though. Oh, good morning, HG. Good morning. Looks like the, I think the market is looking up today. I saw that Bitcoin was up. So all right, so yesterday the stock market surged to new records. Everything hit all-time highs. Okay, so that's great. That means the market is probably going to be moving. There might be more stuff moving today. I feel like Wednesdays seems to be more active anyway. So EVC, the float is higher than I would normally look at, but it meets my other criteria for stock selection, and I'm starting to get flexible on certain criteria. As long as the price action is clean, relative volume is good, all my volume indicators are good, I'm getting more flexible on some of the other criteria. So I definitely want my price to be under $10, though. I had to reduce my max share price. Okay, so these are the things that it must have for stock selection. The price has to be under $10. I'll trade a penny stock if it's like really good price action. Because there are a couple of stocks lately that were under $1 or that the price action was really good, and I just discounted it because it was simply a penny stock, but I'm going to be more focused on price action. Oh, let's see what's popping up. MASK. MASK. Okay, so the price is under $10. The float is under $1 million. The relative volume isn't there yet. It's gapped up more than 10%, but the relative volume is only 0.35. It doesn't have news. Again, that's one of the criteria that I'm going to be more flexible on if it has good price action, but this one lacks the relative volume. The total volume is over 500,000. On Thinkorswim, it's hard to borrow, but the relative volume isn't there. So I'll watch it. Let's see what happens, right? If the relative volume comes up, then I'm going to look at it more seriously. Float under 20 million shares. Again, I'm flexible on it, but it's something that I am weighting pretty heavily. And then things that I want to be there, I want the gap to be at least above like 2%, but greater than 10% from the previous close. I'm a little bit flexible on that as well. And then news catalyst. If everything else is there, I would love a news catalyst, but I think I've been too rigid on that. Okay, so MASK doesn't have the relative volume yet, and also it is below VWAP now. So let's see, where's EVC? EVC is also I wonder what this looks like on the 5-minute. All right, so on the 5-minute, it's a pullback to the 90 MA on the 5-minute. But it's kind of stopped here right at the, I'm actually going to get this stuff off my chart. I haven't had a chance to really, I'm going to be doing more of a deep dive into these indicators later on, but for now, I'm going to take them off of my study set to make more room for the chart. And MACD is red, so I'm going to hold off. Let's look at MASK. MASK. The relative volume is creeping up, but it's still not even as much volume as its 50-day average. It's less than 1, so I will hold off on that. But AVTX over $23. not not in my price range. Let's see, GCTK. Let's take a look at that. I've seen that before. Okay, that's sort of hovering around VWAP. Oh, MASK is creeping up, but still not enough volume, really, not enough relative volume. That's one of my absolute indicators because that's what's driving, right? The price action. I mean, price can go up without like a ton of volume, but I want to see high relative volume. Let's see, anything else? EZGO, what's this? Huh, let's look at EZGO. Easy Go? Is that what it is? Easy Go Technologies? I love when the tickers are like clever. I feel like that's a fun part of it when it's a clever ticker. Okay, this is hovering below VWAP, so not much going on there. ATOM is up at it's gapped down from yesterday's close, so let's see. I don't like that, but yeah, I don't like that. All right, so we've got some potential situations here. EVC below the 9 EMA, but it's tapping VWAP. So, but that has higher float than I normally would trade. So, and it's just, you know, I don't know. Doesn't look like it's moving super quick. Okay. Easy go. I'll take that off. GCTK. That's, I feel like I've traded this before. Thought I did. Okay. Guess I didn't. SKK. I'm going to take that off. MASK. I feel like this is a potential one to watch. The relative volume's creeping up. It's now 1.06 times the 50-day average. So I'm going to keep an eye on MASK. I'm going to get these other ones off my list. ATOM just, yeah, has news, but. All right, so let me look at some of my other, you know, I've got this document that I'm developing to like I guess like a trading framework or a standard operating procedure. All right, so my setups that I'm focusing on: bull flag pullback, flat top breakout, micro pullback, break of whole, and half dollar. Those are the ones I'm focusing on. And okay, some of my confirmation indicators that I want to check before I place an order. I want to check to see, make sure it's hard to borrow. It's not that easy to borrow won't like disqualify a stock, but I want to know what I'm getting into. Price above VWAP, price above the 9 EMA. I want to see the volume bar increasing on the entry candle, and I don't want to see big sellers on the level 2 on the ask. And of course, green on the tape. And MACD aligned with the direction that I'm trading. Let's see what else. So I'm reviewing this for me. I figure I might as well let you guys know what I'm doing. All right, entry execution. This is where for bull flags and micro pullbacks, I'm looking for the break over the high of the low candle. For flat top breakouts and whole and half dollar breakouts, I'm looking for a break over the established level. All right, so I want to make sure I identify my entry, my stop, and my target price for my entries. My stop price on the flat top and whole dollar is going to be more of a standard 10 cents a share for my stop. Okay, I might not have time to calculate my P&L ratio, but I want to eyeball it at least, and I want a minimum of 1-to-1 profit loss ratio. That's what I'm looking for. Now I'm only trading 100 shares right now, and I don't want to risk more than 1% of my account, but that would be $100, so that's not going to happen. Because that would be $1 a share, and I'm definitely not going to risk $1 a share. So I don't really have to worry about that. Now, this is something that I'm going to change. Let me just check the scanners really quick. MASK. Okay, MASK still doesn't have enough volume for me. And now it's below VWAP. So, but we'll keep an eye on it. I'm going to keep an eye on this one. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else. But I'm going to review my document every morning. Maybe not out loud to you guys. I'm not going to make you suffer through it every morning, but I'm going to review it every morning. Okay. And during pre-market, of course, I can't put a stop order, but during the regular hours after I enter a trade, I'm going to place a stop order right away. So that, because my big losses have been during the market open. So I'm going to place a hard stop. And hopefully that will address some of the issues that I've been having. Like yesterday, I got into a stock. I tried to get out at the right time. It didn't get my order. I had to cancel, try to sell again. So it was like an execution stop fail is what I'm calling it. It's like I tried to get out at the right time, but I couldn't get out at the right time. And that was during regular market hours. So I'm going to put a hard stop on orders during regular market hours. So that's one of the things that I really want to focus on if I take any trades during regular market hours today, because that happened to me yesterday and it happened to me last week. Last week I lost a ton of money on a situation like that. So today is Wednesday and it's May 6th. I think this was my grandmother's birthday. And I'm wearing her jewelry right now. I know, that's so random. Totally not related to trading, but I had a real connection with my maternal grandmother. I think today is her birthday. Okay, she was past many years ago. All right, so I'm gonna put hard stop after market open. I've got my notebook here, and you know, this is where I kind of jot things down, and I also just bought a whiteboard. Someone told me to buy a whiteboard, and I did. Hold on one second. I'm going to get my whiteboard. All right, guys, I'm back. I didn't even put you on, I didn't even put change the scene on my OBS. Okay, so I did buy a whiteboard. Someone told me to buy a whiteboard. I don't remember which viewer it was, but thank you. Thank you so much. So I did buy a whiteboard. So I'm going to start using this today as well to kind of, I have to find a place to hang it. So I did that. I have my whiteboard. Okay. I'm going to start using that. And I've got my journal. My paper journal is just to jot things down during my trading session. All right. So you guys are watching me learn in public. FRPT, $67 a share, a little outside of my range. So MASK is the one I'm watching, but the relative volume right now on Warrior Trading Scanners is only up to 1.5 times its relative volume. And I'm looking for 5 times more. Yeah. One of my viewers told me to get one and I was like, yeah. So I got one, but I haven't used it yet. Maybe we'll use it today. Turns out it's like, yeah. You have a whiteboard too. Awesome. Okay. I have to find a place to hang it up. Let's see. OCG just popped up. Let's take a look at that. OCG. OCG. Let's see. Okay, this looks interesting. It doesn't have news, but the float is under 2 million. Relative volume's good. Gap's good. So I'm being more flexible on news. I was kind of going through, I don't know how many of you have been here the whole time, but I was kind of going through my new trading plan that I have in a document that I've been continually reworking, but I'm going to review it every morning so that I can make sure that, because there's some things I'm still missing when I'm trading live. All right, so OCG, let's see. I'm going to look at the daily chart really quick and see what the daily chart looks like. Okay. So back in December, there was this crazy spike. Is that like a stock split or? All right. But when I look at this, I don't really see resistance on, or a window on the daily chart. I don't really see a window. So let's see, is it hard to borrow? No, yep, hard to borrow. The volume is over 500,000. Let's see. MASK, the relative volume just didn't pop up, so I guess we're going to look at OCG right now. Let me just look at MASK. Oh, yeah, it's trading below VWAP. See? Just didn't have the volume. But OCG does. If this is a bull flag pullback, kind of dropping down to the 9 EMA, but I'm going to look at it on the 10-second chart as well. Let's see. OCG. Okay, it's going up on the 10-second chart. So this isn't really a bull flag pullback anymore, but this might be more of like This is more of a micro pullback. If that's, well, okay, maybe not. If I were going to trade it as a micro pullback, I would have a hard stop of 10 cents a share. No, this like, I don't see the setup here. Yeah, I don't see the setup here. Like yesterday on DGXX, I did so well. Of course, I wiped out all my profit with Blaze, but that's fine. It was just a tiny red day, but I just remember the price action being so clean on DGXX and so obvious. So now this is kind of dropped below VWAP, so I don't really want to get into that. Let me see, MASK, that is below VWAP now. And that's definitely going back to my little template. Okay, so going back to my template, I'm going to review it every morning. I promise I won't make you suffer through me saying it out loud every morning, but I'm going to do it today. All right. Active trade management. Okay, so once I've filled my order in terms of exit indicators, price hesitation, top wicks, indecision candles, failure to make a new high, red on the tape, price not moving up, speed of trade slowing down, right? Big sellers on the ask, and going below the 9 EMA. All right. And okay, so this is one that I haven't done, and I'm curious what you guys do. It's below VWAP now. I'm curious what you guys do. So I've been doing some research on exit indicators because that's been a big issue for me. I mean, my goal this week is to work on my stops. So that's why I'm adding the hard stop during regular market hours. But as far as exit indicators, if you see an exit indicator, one exit indicator, do you get out immediately or do you wait for two exit indicators? So, I have this I'm still debating on how I'm going to handle it. Lately, if I see one exit indicator, price hesitation, I've been getting out. Or if you see that, do you adjust your stop and keep watching, looking for another one? Kind of curious. But in any case, I'm working on my exit indicators. Still sort of debating how I'm going to handle that. So yeah, I'm still working on that. Okay. And my max risk per trade, 1% of my account, but I'm definitely not going to get to that at 100 with 100 shares because let's see, even if I take a trade at $10 a share, 10 times 100. Okay, so but it's my max risk per trade. So that would have to be $100. Okay, so my risk that I put into TraderView can't exceed $100. Max daily loss, 3% of the account, $300. That's not even close to what I would stop way before that. way, way, way before that. Okay. So that's really generous for me. All right. This is the one that I violated yesterday. If I have a red trade, I'm going to not trade for 15 minutes. If I have two red trades in a row, I'm going to take a 30-minute break. And after 3 red trades, I'm out. I know some of you have a 3 strikes, you're out rule. I am jumping on board with you. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to be tracking like when I violate my stop rules. So I have 2 kinds of violations. One is where I screwed up, okay, where I went past my stop. And the other kind is like what happened to me yesterday, where I tried to get out at the right time, but it didn't catch my order, and then I had to cancel and get back in. Oh, what's popping up? Let's see. Something's popping up. PMAX. Let's take a look. PMAX. Big spike. All right, let's see. Okay, the float's under 2 million, relative volume, gap. Okay, so let's take a look. But the total volume is under 500,000. So I'm going to wait until I see more volume and, let it kind of, yeah, I'm going to wait till I see more volume. I want to see over 500,000 shares in total volume. Let's see. It's hard to borrow on Thinkorswim. I guess I should fix this. It kind of reverts every day. I got to fix that. I'm going to make my active trader window a little bit bigger so I can use this during the market open. You get out on the first exit indicator to minimize loss. You have the 3 strike out rule, but I like your timeout rule after each loss. Yeah, so, okay, all right. So I have been getting out on the first exit indicator, and that feels more conservative, and I like that. I feel like I'm not experienced enough to be paying attention to more than one exit indicator, to be honest. Yeah, the timeout rule, that one, I violated it yesterday, but I just put it in place this week, and I wasn't used to it yet. I put a lot of like new guidelines in place. So yesterday I took my second red trade after like 2 minutes. And it really was, in retrospect, I shouldn't have taken that trade, and I wouldn't have taken it if I had followed the rule of taking a little time out. 15 minutes isn't going to kill us, and if I get 2 red trades, 30 minutes isn't going to kill me. I've had no trade days where I've sat here for 3 hours and haven't traded. So, if it takes that to kind of make sure that I'm in the right emotional place. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's really hard to look at two exit indicators. I've really only been looking at price hesitation, even though I have this list and I'm looking for them. All I seem to see is price hesitation. So, okay, AHMA also popped up. Okay, so PMAX is now over $500,000. AHMA. Oh, a lot of topping tails, huh? So PMAX is below VWAP. Okay, so OCG, I'm going to get rid of that one. MASK, I'm going to keep that on here because, well, it might pop back up above VWAP. I think it might. PMAX is below VWAP now. And AHMA, lots of topping tails. Wow, look at that. It's like so obvious, right? All right, well, we're watching. I'll go through my document. I'm going to be doing this before my trading session every day, but I'm kind of dragging you guys through it today with me. All right, so because partly for the reason that, HG, you commented on what I'm doing, that's why I'm reading it out loud right now. So if you guys hear something and you do the same thing or you do something different, let me know. I'm really very open to hearing what you guys do. I would love some feedback on this. Okay, so also I'm going to tag the trades. So I'm going to tag my stop violations by the type. So there'll be the ones that are discretionary where it was my fault and the ones that are execution violations where it really wasn't my fault. I just didn't get my order. My order wasn't caught. Okay, so AHMA. Oh, okay. AHMA popped up again. Did I check if it's hard to borrow? I did. Okay. Let's see what it looks like on the 5-minute and the 1-minute. 5-minute, the daily. And on the daily, huh. Oh, wow, look at that. I traded it back in February. Okay. So right now we're at 148 for high of day. So I'm going to look for a potential, put the rules on your whiteboard and place it above your monitor. Yeah, the problem is, my wall, I have to find another place to put, I have to find a place to put it because right above my monitor, I just have a very small amount of wall space in between my windows, and it's artwork that my daughter did. She's an artist, so I don't want to cover her artwork, but she's an adult. It's actually a very nice artwork. I'll show you guys sometime. So I'm going to try to find a place that I can sort of prop it up right next to my monitor. Yes, I might be able to put it under that. You know what? I can probably put, I think there's just enough room right under her artwork. So that's what I'll do. I'll get a thumbtack and I'll put it under there. All right. Yeah, she's an artist and she did some artwork for me and it's the inspiration for decorating the whole room. All right. It's kind of irrelevant to trading, but yes, I will find a thumbtack. I think there's just enough room under her art. Okay. Yes. That's the thing. I have to what I should do is put my, the rules that the things that I'm weakest on, because I don't think the whiteboard is going to hold all the rules, but I'll put the things that I'm weakest on and need to work on the most on my whiteboard. So I figured step one, oh, I dropped my marker. Hold on. Hold on, everybody. Okay, I'm back. I figure step one, buy the whiteboard. I got the whiteboard. Okay, although it came with red, blue, and black markers. I'm like, hello, I need a green marker. I'm gonna have to buy a green marker. So I think I should put the things that I am weakest on the whiteboard. You know, I'm going through my rules right now, and you know, I have this document that I'm just going through with you guys, but you know, I'll go through it every morning on my own, but I'm going through it with you guys, so hopefully you'll give me some feedback. And I'll put the things that I am weakest on. One thing that has burned me bad lately is during the market open, I got caught in stocks dropping really fast. So I know I can't do this during the pre-market, but during market open, I want to make sure that after I enter the trade, I place a stop order. So, after market open, place stop order. I can just click on the active trader ladder, which is what I like to do when I'm placing a stop at a particular price, because I feel like, I don't know, I just like that. Good morning, James. Hi, I'm starting my whiteboard. These are going to be like some of my weaknesses that I really need, things that I really need to remember about my trading plan. All right, I was considering AHMA, but this is just, I don't know what's going on here. This is crazy. So that's not happening. So during the downtime, I'm going through my rules. I'm going to be doing this silently before I trade from now on, but I'm going through it with you guys, maybe get some feedback. All right, and let's see what else. So scaling, I have some rules written down about when I will scale back up. Okay, so these are the things that I need to have in place in order to scale back up to 150. Over 20 trades, I can't have discretionary stop violations, which is that it was my fault that I missed my stop. Sometimes it's not my fault. Sometimes I try to get out at the right time. It doesn't catch my order. I have to cancel and get back in. That's an execution issue. That's fine. All right, I want my win rate to be more than 50%. I want my P&L-R number to be more than 0.8, and I think this is going to be a tough one for me. I want to have had no daily loss limit hits, which I think is going to be easy because my daily loss, 1% of my account, I'm not going to, that would be hard to hit at 100 shares. And also no timeout violations. So my new rule, which I violated yesterday, was if I have one red trade, I take a 15-minute timeout. I don't have like a timeout mat or a timeout chair. I just can have my timeout here on camera. But if I have 2 red trades, I have a 30-minute timeout. And if I have 3 red trades, I'm done for the day. And I can move to paper trading, of course, but I'm done for the day with my trading. And so yesterday I had an execution stop violation. So that doesn't count for this. So I think I'm 5 trades in, but my average P&L-R is not where it needs to be, but that's average over the 20 trades. Okay. If I can hit those for 20 trades, then I will scale up to 150 shares. So I'm definitely not going to need more money in my account. That's why I took money out of my account. The PDT rule is changing next month, so I don't think I'm going to need more money in my account ever, honestly, unless by the time I get to the point where I'm trading 1,000 shares, I mean, even if I traded 1,000 shares at $10 a share, that's still $10,000. So I'm not going to need to have more money in my account for quite some time. And hopefully at that point, I'm consistently profitable. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to scale up, right? That's the idea. So I'm putting things in place to kind of keep me moving forward. Now, would I drop down to 50 shares? Yes. If I have 3 discretionary stop rule breaks in 1 week, I'm going to drop down. If I have 2 daily loss limit violations in 1 week, I'm going to drop down. And if I have 3 consecutive red days, I'm going to drop down. That stinks, but I have to put some stuff in place because a lot of this scaling up and down has been by feel. Now that's just not the right way to do it. I'm going to be more data driven about my decision making as far as scaling up and scaling down. All right. So hopefully I'm at 5 trades. Hopefully in 15 more trades, I'll scale up to 150 shares. That's what I'm hoping. How long will it take me to do 15 more trades? Well, wait a minute. How many did I get yesterday? Actually, wait a minute. No, yesterday I had 6 trades. I'm going to have to look. I might be at 11. I think I'm at 11. So I need 9 more trades, but I think getting the P&L-R number to 0.8 is actually going to be kind of hard for me because I haven't been letting my winners run. So I might be able to meet all the other criteria for scaling up, but I think that might be the thing that holds me back from scaling up. So realistic timeline, I don't know. I took 8 trades yesterday. 8 plus 5 is 13. So, but I don't want to take trades just to scale up. I want to take the good trades, and when I scale up, I scale up, right? But I think the P&L-R number is going to be the bottleneck for me in terms of scaling up. So I could scale up pretty quickly, except for that. I will have to look and see where I'm at with that because, let's see. So for May, I started my new rules on Friday, but I was still getting used to it. So, let's see. Let's look at how many trades I've had. So my P&L-R number, where is it? Like, there's no average here. I'm going to have to average it out. So my accuracy was 84% since Friday. That's really good. So my win rate is more than 50%. I did have a execution stop violation, but I haven't had any discretionary stop violations, right? I haven't hit my daily loss limit since Friday. No timeout. I had a timeout violation yesterday. All right, so that starts the clock over. That's the one, timeout violation. So that was actually my last trade. So the clock starts over, guys. Yeah, that's true. So I want to do a stop order, right? Because the stop order, that's what I want. The stop loss. That's what I'm going to be doing. Stop loss. Yes, stop limit. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. It couldn't, but I want the stop loss order. That's what I want. Please stop. I've got a little eraser on the end of my marker, but I got to get a green marker. Wait, something's popping off, guys. Let's see what it is. AHMA. Okay. It's above VWAP now, and it's kind of hit high of day. Nope, that's red. I can't stop loss. Here we go, HG. I don't know if you can see it. After market open, place stop loss. Thank you. See? Takes a village, guys. It takes a village. All right. So AHMA hit high a day. It's kind of moving up. You know, it meets everything except for news. And like I said, I would love news, but I'm flexible on that unless I see really clean price action. And I'm going to say that I don't like this. It's right now the only thing that even comes close to me consider trading because PMAX is below VWAP, MASK I'm keeping on here because I think it might make a move. AHMA, I don't like these topping tails. And yeah, I don't like that. So I'm not interested in getting in just yet. Let me look at the 5-minute again. Let's see. Yeah, even on the 5-minute, right? It just, I mean, the volume bars are going in the right direction. It's going up when the price is going up. It's going down when the candles are going down, but like here, this big red candle and it's below VWAP, and I just learned about VWAP chop, and I think this might be VWAP chop. I'm going to put my air conditioner on. It's getting warm in here. Let me know if the sound of the air conditioner is distracting. Okay, so yes, so during market open, 2 of my trades over the last 2 weeks, I had an execution fail where I tried to get out. It didn't catch my order. I had to cancel, hit sell on the bid again, and I took big hits, okay? Really big hits. One was with 500 shares. That was really devastating. I think that was last Thursday. So during the market open, I'm going to place the stop loss order. All right, let's see. What else is on my list here? So timeline, the timeline is the timeline. It happens when it happens, okay? If I scale up, I scale up. And if I don't, that's because I'm struggling with something, and that's probably going to go into my weekly goal. My weekly goal this week is working on my stops, and again, and so this is definitely related to my weekly goal because I think it's one thing that's holding me back from profitability. But my accuracy is already improving. And all right, so I think that is where I'm at. I'm going to be reviewing that mostly inside in the morning, but this way we can I can get feedback from you guys, and you can sort of hear where I'm at with my process, because I'm a huge believer in, look at that. So it's running up, you know, but I just don't love the price action. So it stinks when like the only game in town is a stock you don't like. So this is a living document that I have, and I am going to be, you know, working it constantly. What I might do is once I kind of get it organized and neat and clean, I might post it for you guys to see that, and then, you know, you can kind of give me some feedback. I might have a link to it, or I don't know. Can you attach a document to a YouTube in the YouTube description? There's got to be a way to do that. I'll figure out how to do that. And then that way I can get some, you know, feedback asynchronously. Is that the right word? Instead of only getting feedback when I'm talking about it, I can get asynchronous feedback from people on my trading plan. Because yeah, I mean, it's a work in progress, right? It's a living document. And that's what I'm doing. That's where I'm at. And certain things I'm still deciding, you know, and then as I update it, I can repost it for you guys, just so you can see what I'm doing. I'm learning in public. All right, so I'm going to be posting over on Substack today about um, my goal this week. And my goal this week is a repeat. It stops. But, you know, my goal isn't I'm not posting a different goal each week just to simply post a different goal. I'm selecting my trading goal each week based on my bottleneck. Okay, I'm using Eliyahu Goldrat's theory of constraints to select my goal each week. I'm trying to be data driven. Yes, definitely. That's like where I'm at. In the beginning, it's like when you're first learning, you don't have, you're pretty much copying what other people are doing, and that's okay. But now I'm really trying to define what's comfortable for me, what works for me. Like with exit indicators, I have a list of like 8 exit indicators, and I only seem to see one. Well, that's what I'm seeing, right? So yeah, this one, AHMA, it is a little cheap, and I don't like the price action. It's choppy. Yes. So what did you do, James? Because, yes, being specific, I had this tag in my trader view journal that was like, good process, bad process. Well, that is so vague. Like, what exactly was good or bad? So I'm getting very, very specific about everything and nailing it down. Yes, breakout or bailout, again, that has to do with at what point do you decide? And that's exit indicators for me are where do I bail, right? Where do I bail? And stops. So, yeah, too many exactly. Exactly. Way too many topping tails. That's why I have not traded it. I was watching it and I was hoping it would kind of change, but I agree, too many topping tails. But I don't really see much else on the scanner. I'm looking at the top gainer scanner. I kind of cycled through everything that I saw. I looked at EVC, we took that off the table. I looked at EZGO, took that off the watch list. I looked at GCTK, took that off the watch list. Let's see, CYPH. Let me see. This one could, let's look at CYPH. CYPH. Okay, CYPH, it is over $1. The float is 80 million. Okay, forget it. I'll take that off my watch list. That's a little high for me. I mean, I've traded higher float. That's one that I will be flexible on. I was yesterday. But MASK, I was kind of hoping it would do something. But yeah, AHMA, I agree. Way too many topping tails. And yeah, breakout or bailout, it's a great way to kind of, that's, of course, I use that phrase to begin with too, because I've taken Ross Cameron's classes and I still watch his recaps every day. I use his scanners. But I needed something more specific. So how are you going to make that more specific, James? Lots of ETFs and higher price stocks in the top gainers, small caps taking the back seat. Yeah, definitely. I know. I mean, that it is what it is, right? I mean, we can't really make things pop up. We can't make the stocks show up. It's kind of like being a counter striker in the ring, You have to, if you're a counter striker, you're basically waiting for your opponent to do something so that you can find the opening and capitalize on it. I feel like we're counter-strikers here in the stock market. Yeah. I mean, I've got all these rules now, so I understand being cautious. My rules are keeping me in line. I'm being more flexible on certain things, but I'm being more discerning about what I'm being loose on and where and why. So I guess this is the evolution of trading, right? This is the evolution for all of us on our journey. I mean, I'm on my journey, right? And I'm a new trader. I consider myself a novice trader. I'm not consistently profitable. I won't consider myself beyond a beginner until I am consistently profitable. I feel like that's kind of like the baseline for being an intermediate level trader, is being consistently profitable. Yes, I've been doing this for over a year, but I'm still on my journey, right? PMAX. I was looking at that earlier, but I said no for some reason. I'm not even gonna look at it. Yeah, crickets and tumbleweeds, guys. But okay, so trying to see if there's anything else. There's all this stuff that I put at the end of my plan that I'm kind of considering. I'm thinking about stuff that I found online, on Reddit. You know, I try to pull from all different sources. But okay, so according to my rules, I have to start over in terms of scaling up, because my last trade yesterday was a timeout violation. So if I have a red trade, I'm supposed to take a 15-minute timeout. I don't have a special chair, like when I put my kids in the timeout chair when they were kids. But I can't trade for 15 minutes. If I have 2 red trades, it's 30 minutes, and 3 red trades, I'm out for the day. So hopefully that'll keep me from doing anything monumentally stupid today. So I'm going to put that on my thing too, because that was something I screwed up yesterday. So maybe one thing that I can do with my whiteboard is whatever is most urgent from yesterday, I will. So let's see. SLP popped up, but it's over 20 bucks. So that is way out for me. I had to reduce. Yeah, I just saw it pop up, but I before my max price per share was $20, and I've reduced it to 10 to minimize exposure, especially while I'm in my restricted trading schedule here. So let's see, one red trade. Okay, actually, I'm gonna put timeouts. Okay, so one red trade, 2 red, 3 red. Okay, so I'm reminding myself about the timeouts, because that's definitely going to hold me back. Okay, so I'm going to put 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and I'm out. And I'm going to put a sad face. All right, so Timeouts. 1 red, 15-minute timeout. 2 red, 30-minute timeout. 3 red, I'm out. And a sad face because I will be very sad if I'm out. Okay, but all right, I'm going to try to find a place to prop it up. I got to get a thumbtack or something or a nail to put it up under my daughter's picture. All right, so I've got that up. Okay, this is good. This is progress. NNE over 20 bucks. SLP. SLP. SLP looks good though. Are you going to trade SLP? Do you trade? How many of you trade stocks over 20 bucks? I mean, I just don't. I just don't have the capital. I've done that and lost my shirt. Let's see. Yeah, really quiet, huh? What do you guys do when you have downtime? I mean, I just generally watch charts, review my plan, but AHMA, I thought MASK might pop up, but this is again that VWAP chop. I'm learning new things. VWAP chop. ATLN. Let's see. ATLN. The float's a little high, but again, that's one of the things I'll be a little bit more flexible on. If it has good price action and good relative volume. So let's see. The relative volume is not quite there yet. It's 3.16 on the scanner. It has over 500,000 total volume. It's hard to borrow. Okay. Let's see. We're at 186. I wonder, I'm going to take a look at the daily chart. Okay. So there's a window back to, oh, look at that. Okay, so this has potential to go up. It doesn't have news. It doesn't have news so far. Oh, wait, here we go. Atlantic International on Thinkorswim it does. So let's see what the news is. Oh, let me move that so you can see the chart. It says a global provider of outsourced announced today that its wholly owned subsidiary Circle 8 Group has secured new 4-year technology services contract. Oh, okay. That's actually good news. Oh, and the news popped up on Warrior Trading. Sometimes it pops up in one place and not the other first, you know. Just classic cold market behavior. Most of the time I trade. Oh, okay. All right. Why do you feel like the stocks above 20 because you get bigger, like there's, you know, potential for bigger gains? Is that why? Classic cold market behavior. Yeah. But I thought today was hot. Let's see. How is the stock market doing today? Well, we ended yesterday pretty good. Futures are up. That's usually really good. I got to check my Bitcoin on Coinbase. Because it's approaching my break even. I may take some profit off the table. So, okay, so let's look at this scanner again, SLP. Yeah, I mean, the market is, the futures are pointing up, but it's not reflected in what's popping up on the scanners. I mean, yeah, look at this, just dropped right below VWAP. This has good news too. This is why lately I've been feeling like I'm more flexible on the news and I'm more focused on the price action and the volume, because the reaction to the news sometimes makes no sense to me. I want news, I want a catalyst that's an explanation, like why is the stock going up? But let's see. Yeah, so I've been keeping an eye on Bitcoin, of course. Um, which also seems to be correlated with, you know, small caps to some extent. So I've been really keeping an eye on that. Okay, so yes, the reason I set stops as my goal again is because I went past my stop on 3 trades over the last 30 days that cost me $1,500. And I hit my daily loss limit on 2 trades. So I've had a lot of, you know, stop issues over the last 30 days. So this week my goal was like not to have any stop violations. However, I wasn't really making a distinction between the ones that I screwed up on and the ones that were just simply execution violations. So I've made that distinction. And so in my weekly midweek check-in today, I have to make sure I write down that's one thing that I've sort of figured out since Monday. So I want to make sure I highlight that in my midweek check-in on Substack. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know, right? The bigger stocks make bigger moves. So definitely, definitely. I mean, even if you're trading less shares, right? You're getting a good profit on that. So that's an area I'd like to move into. I also want to look at trading. I want to kind of get into everything. I just really love it. So, but I'm trying to get good at one thing at first. Because if I get good at one thing first, then it'll be easier to branch out. But I want to do maybe, I don't know, I'm kind of interested in gold futures or trading gold, because that's something I follow real close anyway, because I invest in precious metals long term. If it's good enough for the government, it's probably good enough for me. All right, so right, so that's one thing. My stop violations, you know, I felt like I hadn't really dialed in the specifics, and this kind of goes back to what you were saying, James, where you had this idea of breakout or bailout, but you hadn't really nailed down specifically what that meant. And for me, I realized that yes, I knew my stop violations were costing me money, but I hadn't really dialed in on like that there are different kinds of stop violations, and also how could I address it. So let's see, APVO just popped up. Let's take a look. Wow, it's after 8 o'clock. I have not taken one trade today, guys. Yikes. Okay, APVO looks good. All right, it has news, has biotech news, which I like. And oh, I'm holding on to this from a while ago, I guess. And it's way below VWAP. Okie dokie. All right. And all right, so That's too bad. It has good news. I don't get it. I don't get the biotech stocks not doing well on good news. I don't get it. Let's see. ATLN in the toilet. And again, this had good news. A 4-year contract with the Dutch Ministry of Education. I mean, that's great news. That's like fantastic news. So that's why I'm really just not putting as much stock in the news as I did, because I have not traded stocks because they didn't have news that looked like it had amazing price action, clean charts. I want a news catalyst. Of course, it gives an explanation, but OSS, but it's above $10 a share. Let's just look at it, but I'm not going to trade it because it's outside of my share price range. Okay, and again, this is kind of hovering around VWAP. There's that VWAP chop. Now I can, this is the daily chart. Well, yeah, on the daily chart. Okay, so this is OSS. Do any of you do jujitsu? Us. Sorry. For those of you who do jujitsu. All right. Your new definition for breakout or bailout. Okay. Okay, that's a really tight stop, but hey, that's what works for you. And now you've got something specific, right? So like now you can test that out. Do that for a while and then look at your data and see, okay, how is that working? And that's what I'm doing. I'm setting rules, testing them out, seeing how the data, looking at the data, and then reworking the rules, right? And just this constant reiteration of the process. Okay. Yeah, that's a tight stop, but that works. That works. Let's see. I had high hopes for MASK, but I don't know why. I just had a feeling about it, and you can see how my feelings about stock work because this is just hovering above and below VWAP. And now I know I've said VWAP chop like 50 times this week, but I'm very excited to have learned this new term from Andrew Aziz's book. And honestly, that might be the one of the big things I took away from this rereading. I reread it on my trip to Prague, and at least this time I understood a lot of the book. When I read it last year, I didn't understand probably 80% of the book. I was so new to day trading and technical analysis that it just sounded like complete gibberish to me. Yeah, I think that tracking my trading feels a lot like tracking my calories. Like in my exercise, like, okay, did this work? Let me increase my protein. Let me, or maybe I need a little bit more fat, but a little less carbs, a little more carbs, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So this looks real choppy to me, and it's over $10, so I can't trade that anyway. So I'm going to take that off my list. But I was just kind of curious. I'll take this off my list because I'm not going to average down on that. I'm holding that bag. And then ATLN, I don't do that anymore, by the way. I don't hold onto things hoping and praying. I stopped that a while ago. But however, that was my strategy for a while, hoping and praying. Didn't work at all. So I'm kind of holding some bags from a while ago, but I don't do that anymore. I'd rather take the loss and figure it out. And that was a game changer because once I stopped doing that, and started facing my losses head on, I started to make a lot more progress in diagnosing where my losses came from. So yeah, holding on to stocks when you are doing small cap momentum trading is not the same thing as swing trading. I had myself convinced for like a short time that, oh, I'm turning them into swing trades. That is not the same thing, okay, at all. It's two completely different things. Day trading small caps and swing trading, two completely different things. I would like to get into swing trading eventually, but I don't have the capital for it right now. So, turning something into a swing trade, it's not really turning it into a swing trade. You're just holding a bag. And do they come up sometimes? Of course. But most of the time, terrible idea. Terrible idea. You're just holding on to stuff, which is tying up your money. And I'm still holding on to a few things. Yeah, that stinks. But, it is what it is. Learning is not easy. Learning is not easy. All right, so I've got my trading plan here. I've got my scanners up. I've got my whiteboard. And my goal. Yeah, so I guess when I've set my goal of no stop violations, that's pretty unrealistic, right? Because there's two kinds. If I have a stop violation because I'm holding a stock and hoping and praying, good morning, hi. If I have a stock because I'm hoping and praying, that is my fault. That's a discretionary stop violation. I had the discretion on when to get out and I made the wrong choice. I violated my rules. But then there's an execution stop violation, which I'm still going past my stop, but it's because I tried to get out and it didn't catch my order and then I had to get out at a lower price. During pre-market, I don't really have much of a choice, but during market open, one of my new rules is I'm just so excited about my whiteboard. I'm going to keep showing it. I'm going to place a stop loss after I enter on the market open. Oh. So I'm very excited about that. And also I've placed, for those of you just joining, I've got my timeouts. Okay, I've got my timeouts here. That one's hard. That one I violated yesterday and I knew about it, but I just have too many like new rules in place. So now I've got my timeout chart and now that's really honestly going to keep me from making a lot of dumb moves. Mandatory timeouts. That right there is going to stop me from making some really, really dumb moves. I don't know. Things are really quiet today for a Wednesday. Really, really quiet, right? Eek. I'm looking at the top gainer scanner. I don't see anything new. But I just honestly don't, I'm not one of those people that's like, it's boring. I'm going to pack up, because honestly, some of my greatest days have been like, I'm like, oh, nothing pops up for 2 hours. And then the last hour of trading, I see some really great moves. So you never know. We can't control when the moves come, right? Like I said, it's like we're counter strikers. We just have to wait for the opportunities and then strike. looking at my rules. I'm looking at my rules. Not now, but once I kind of get this document, like sort of really organized and I've addressed everything on here and clarified everything on here, I will, like, I don't know, post it or link it somehow so you guys can look at it. It'll be like a work in progress, of course. But yeah, I'll post it so you can see like what I'm working off of as far as my strategy for small caps. I don't know. I'm kind of wondering if like maybe we should just watch Bitcoin because it's going up. Let me see. Let me check it again. Let's see. It's at 82. It's at 82. No. How do I get rid of that? Wow. Look at that. So that's 1 day. Let's look at 1 month. That's good. That's a good trending. I mean, if Bitcoin is correlated with small caps, that is definitely good news, right? 82. I had Bitcoin way back when and I sold it all. And then I got back in. I'm going to take some profit off the table if it hits my break even, but I'm not going to get out completely. I don't trade any other crypto and I don't day trade crypto, but. All right, so ATLN is disappointing. That just popped up and faded off. Too bad. They had good news. MASK, again, just kind of, that's trash right now. So ATLN, there's literally nothing. Anyone have anything we can watch? I'm like, really? Let's look at SLP. Is it, even though it's completely out of my price range? Up, same thing. Wow. It's so weird because the market's like supposed to be up. So I wonder, do you guys trade other strategies and what are they? And what do you trade when small caps are a ghost town like today? I'm kind of curious. I'm definitely interested in getting into some other stuff like futures, options. I want to do a little bit of everything, but I'm forcing myself to work on one thing at a time because I can be a little bit too much of a generalist and spread myself too thin. So SLP, also kind of a disappointment. Let's see, unless you caught it right on the run up, right? Wow. Is this thing on? I feel like my scanner is just not even like moving. Is it broken? Yeah. Wow. SRTA. What's that? SRTA. Oh, there's only 22,000 shares of volume. I mean, of total volume. Yeah, I don't see anything. I'm kind of curious if we go to pre-market movers, what is on Thinkorswim? So EVC, whoops. EVC is, why did we not look at EVC before? Oh, the float's really high. This looks like where everyone's at. All right, let's watch EVC. This looks like where everyone's at. So where are we? Oh, wait. No. Okay, sorry, that was yesterday. All right, it's below VWAP. Oh, look at that. It tried to break VWAP. Tried to break VWAP. All right, what's next? AVTX. Nope. This is $120 a share, so that's not. VECO. Nope, $60 a share. 190. Is anything under $10 a share? Let's look. CXDO. No. AMC. AMC, is that like the movie theater? Yeah. AMC. Lots of shares. Moving like molasses. Let's see. AMCR. Uber. Uber is $77 a share. TBLA. Guys, this is a ghost town today. Ghost town. Wasteland. Wow. This is a day for studying, huh? But even that, it's kind of hard to like study what's happening because there's just not much popping up today. AHAMA. AHMA, PMAX. Some of these are kind of popping up again. Okay. AHMA is climbing up. And PMAX. Let's look at PMAX. That's really choppy, but this had a lot of topping tails earlier, right? Is that why we said no? Yep, that's why we said no. It still does, though. I mean, let's look at it on the 5-minute. It's a little cleaner on the 5-minute, but even on the 5-minute, it's not. Like, I want something to look clean because I'm beginning to realize that the price action is so, so important, right? All right, I'm going to take a break. I haven't taken a break yet today. I'm going to take a quick break, like 5 minutes, and stretch my legs and get a snack. And I will see you guys in about 5. Where's my volume? I'll see you guys in about 5 minutes. Okay, I'm back. Anything happened? Because that would be my luck. If it was my first break of the day and I I missed like the biggest move, that would be actually kind of funny. GMM. Let's see what that is. GMM. Something did pop up while I was gone. See, maybe that was what I needed to leave. Subsidiary Eagle Point AI selected for NVIDIA Inception program, further strengthening its global AI infrastructure services layout. Okay, that could be interesting. Let's look at the. Oh, the float's high though for me, 45 million, but that's okay. I'm gonna be flexible today. Let's take a look. Okay, the volume's over 500,000. It's hard to borrow on Thinkorswim. So this is a possibility. Oops, just dropped my vitamin. Being very casual today. I'm like getting whiteboards, eating vitamins. Okay. ERNA. Let's see. Let's take a look. ERNA. Something else just popped up. Maybe things are starting to heat up. ERNA. Let's see. ERNA. The float's under 1 million. Relative volume's good. It has a news catalyst. All right. So I'm going to take PMAX off because I think it's just going above and below VWAP. AHMA, this would have been a nice, some potential profit here, but ERNA. All right, so we have a possible GMM and ERNA. Let's take a look here. Usually what I do is wait for regular trading hours so I can use a stop loss, and I tend to avoid chop. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be using a stop loss on every trade during regular market hours because that's where I've lost some money recently. That hurt. I am with you 100% on that. Well, this is flying up fast. Let's see on the daily chart. Okay. So there's definitely a window up to this level. And then up to this level. Okay. So well, that was weird. Did you see everything flicker? That was really strange. All right, so this, let me check GMM. Okay, that's below VWAP now. So this profit loss ratio wouldn't work for me. And now it's below VWAP. So I'm gonna have to wait for it to pop up a little higher. I mean, at least we have something, right? Forgive me for eating. I'm hungry. All right. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, right? I agree with you. Like I'm looking for that kind of nice green staircase up with some nice pullbacks, clean price action. That's what I'm looking for, you know? But it's smart that you're watching, right? Even when you're not trading. Yeah, I got burned on stocks after the market opened bad because I didn't set a stop. So I will be doing that for every trade after market open for sure. That is that's why my goal for the week on Substack is stops. You know, I had to diagnose, what am I doing here? You know? So AHMA kind of, I don't know. I mean, it just, there were so many topping tails everywhere. I didn't like it. It made a big move, but let's see, okay, so GMM didn't really go anywhere. It just made a round trip. So let's take that off. ERNA. It's back up above VWAP. Yeah. If we don't make trade, if there isn't something good and we don't make a trade, I think that is a good day. Right? Yeah, that's why I had to reduce my share size and my share price, because I just wasn't willing to lose any more money. And I wasn't, when I scaled up, I didn't really have, I sort of did it based on, it feels like the right time, you know, but I really didn't have a data-driven approach, whereas that's what I'm developing now, is a data-driven approach to scaling up and scaling down. Results driven. So, I mean, it makes sense intellectually, right? But when you're new to trading, you don't know what you don't know. And, you know, now that I have a little bit of more experience, I'm still a novice trader, but I have more experience. And now I'm like, oh, I need to have a data-driven approach to scaling up and scaling down. So, yeah, I mean, preservation of capital is the most important thing, because if you can't trade without money. I mean, it sounds so obvious when you say it out loud, but you literally cannot trade without capital. So that's the most important piece, right? Quality over quantity. So now, is this a potential ABCD pattern? Did I finally see it? I think this is an ABCD pattern. But what I don't like is that, first of all, it's hovering right above VWAP. So that's not for me. I think this might have been an ABCD pattern. Yep. But I prefer, I'm looking for a bull flag pullback, and it's too close to VWAP for me. I want to see like a real flag pull up, bull flag pull up. So this wasn't enough. It was like one green candle. Up. We're more than halfway through my morning trading session, and I have not taken one trade today. Has anyone taken any trades today? I'm curious. How did it go? I can see too that there are a lot less people in the chat today. So people are either like, I'm sleeping in. Like some days we have a ton of people in the chat, and other days I can tell like they're just like, Let's see. Oh, I just saw someone. Quantitative Logic, if you're on my live stream, I just saw your comment on my Substack. Sorry, I didn't see it before, but I'm going to answer it now. Um, so this is really a good question, actually. Quantitative Logic asked me on my Substack this week was about stops. You know, that's my goal this week, is improving my stops. And he asked me, do I calculate my risk and set my stop loss before entering a trade? Or is that something that you do on the fly? And that is something, zero trades for you. Yeah. It's okay. We're in the zero trades club, and that's okay. I'd rather have no trades than have bad trades, honestly. And I set during pre-market, it's a mental stop. During market hours, I will be setting a stop loss order. Yeah. So, something's popping up on the scan. I mean, on the scanner. Let's see. ERNA. Well, it's kind of hovering around VWAP, so I'm not interested in that. So yeah, this is a great question. I do establish my profit loss ratio and my stop before I get into a trade now. I didn't always. I was winging it for a while. Eesh. But now I do that. However, in the pre-market, it's a mental stop. And during the open market, I was doing a mental stop, but now I'm going to be setting a stop loss order every time. So yeah, it's okay. We're in the zero trades club today, but hey, that works. That's how it works, you know, quality over quantity. If we don't see something that meets our criteria, then we shouldn't take it, right? That would be bad. And let's see. Yeah, I definitely needed to make, I already had stops as my goal like a couple of weeks ago, but the goal isn't just like, oh, pick a new goal every week. The goal is, what is the bottleneck? What is the thing that's holding me back? Ooh, 140. Woohoo! Nice. Nice. Good job. Awesome. Green Day. Yay. Did you trade small caps? What did you trade today? I'm curious. Let us know what you did. I love the fact that everyone has like a different strategy, but there's still that commonality of like technical analysis, watching the charts, understanding the market. So I feel like there's still something to learn even if you trade a different strategy. I mean, presumably that's why you're watching this live stream, right? Even if you don't trade my strategy, because there's something of value watching other people do what they do. Let's see. But yeah, I don't see anything popping up, guys. I've looked through all the charts. ERNA, yes, it's popping up, but I feel like it's just honestly, I feel like it's just hovering around VWAP. MNQ. Okay, let's take a look. Let's see what MNQ is. MNQ. Whoops. Am I doing that right? MNQ. Huh. MNQ. I don't know why it's not popping up. Okay, to calculate risk, use this cell spreadsheet. Risk over entry play, risk, the amount you're risking. Okay, so this is good. Okay, so the quantity of shares. I have seen calculations to determine how many shares to trade. So you say, okay, the risk, the amount you're willing to risk divided by entry price minus stop loss price. It's an ABS Excel equation. Oh, it's futures. Oh, okay, futures more. I definitely want to learn more about futures. I am very interested in futures. Yeah. That's something that I thought, that's what I thought I was going to do years and years ago. I was like, when I first got exposed to investing in graduate school, I took an investing class. And of course, it went over a little bit of everything. And I thought, oh, I want to do futures. I want to do options. I want to do Forex. But, you know, I'm focusing on this right now, but I definitely want to learn more about futures. So you calculate, you figure out the amount of shares you're going to trade based on that calculation every time. Is that how you do it? I'm going to write this down. So it's your risk amount divided by entry minus stop. So for example, let's take a look here. If your entry here, if your entry was $6 and your stop was $4 and you were willing to risk $100, that would be 100 over 2 equals 50. So you should then trade 50 shares. Okay. All right. Okay. Wow. Interesting. So your share price, your number of shares is determined by your risk and the other numbers. How do you calculate risk? By using the risk amount in the equation. I'm lost. How can you calculate it? So I guess you're really calculating how many shares you'll take, right? Look at this. This is a chance to use my whiteboard. Guys, this is what I've been training for. All right. So let's take a look. This is what I've been preparing for. So if the formula that Elios put in the chat is number of shares equals risk amount over entry minus stop. Okay, is this correct? Is this correct? The number of shares equals the risk amount over entry minus stop. Is that correct? So you're deciding how many shares you're willing to trade. So then let's say like I'm only willing to trade risk 1% of my account, which my current account is at 10,000. So $100, let's say $100. And let's just say the entry price, I don't have the fancy camera set up like Ross Cameron, but okay, let's just say the entry price is $10 and your stop is at 5. Okay. So then according to this math, it would be 100 over 5 or 20 shares. Is that correct? So if you're only willing to risk a certain percentage of your account and you know the entry price, the entry level and your stop, that tells you how many shares to trade. So if I want to risk only $1 for a price of a stock that's $10, my stop will be set at $9.95, meaning I can only buy 20 shares. Oh, so is it the total risk or the risk per share? Yeah, that's definitely algebra. Okay, so okay, I have seen calculations like that online, and I sort of wondered like if that's something that would be helpful to me, but I have been doing it. I've already been determining like the number of shares and scaling up and scaling down and keeping the share. So total risk. Okay, so we had the calculation right. All right. So that is the math. All right. That's interesting. I mean, but do you find this is the problem that I find when I'm trying to calculate my profit loss ratio before I enter a trade? Everything's moving so quickly, which is why I put the price levels on here so I can eyeball it. Do you find that you can do the math pretty quickly in your head, or is it slowing you down at all? Because I was trying to calculate my P&L ratio before I get into the trade, like to the penny, and it was really slowing me down. So now I put the price levels on my chart and I eyeball it. So for example, I mean, I would never take this trade, but for example, let's just say this is the top of the move and this is the top of the lowest candle and would be my stop. Instead of calculating and looking at the numbers, I say, oh, it's obvious that my target price is greater than my stop risk. So my P&L ratio is obviously greater than 1. Because for a while I was trying to calculate it like to the penny, and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm slowing myself down. I was getting really overwhelmed. So yeah, so that's what I do now. I kind of eyeball it by using the price levels and this drawing tool on Thinkorswim. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Does anybody else use a formula like that? Do you use your risk to determine the number of shares you should trade? I'm very curious. I love these discussions, by the way. I love it. And also, Jeeve, very interested in futures. I'm kind of interested in gold futures, but eventually I want to expand my strategies for sure. I've had a number of people pop on here that do futures. Just there's so many hours in the day, right? I'm just keeping my eye on my Coinbase. I got to keep my eye on my Coinbase. Let's see. Did something else pop up? RDZN. The float's kind of high and the relative volume's low. RDZN. So I would wait for the relative volume. I mean, it doesn't have, it looks like it has old news too. Oh, it's just a 8K. Yeah, this could be a no trade day, guys. I mean, I don't want to make a prediction. You know, anything can happen in the next hour, but yeah, no, I'm not going to trade. That's the problem is, so I wanted to trade futures and I accidentally added a margin account on my Thinkorswim account and I freaked out because I don't want a margin account, right? I just want to trade with the cash account. So then I had to have them remove it. So I think I would use, if I do trade futures, I would use a separate platform for that. Because it sounds like Thinkorswim isn't like the thing that most futures traders use, but I was like, please take that off my account. I don't want a margin account. I had it on my account last year for 2 days and I didn't overtrade or anything, but it just made me nervous. I didn't like it. It made me stressed out. I'm like, I'm not consistently profitable. What am I doing? So, you know, yeah. I feel like, I don't know if I'll, maybe I'd be comfortable with that. I guess, yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see. I never say never, but like I don't want to say I'll never short stocks, but that sounds terrifying to me. Just so much risk. So I think I'm not consistently profitable, so I'm not going to be trading on margin. That seems crazy to me. I'm a new trader. I'm a beginner trader. When I am consistently profitable, that's when I would revisit things like margin accounts and, all of that. But I realized that you have to have a margin account for futures, and that's what I didn't understand over the weekend. It was like, I really want to try gold futures, and so so it's getting this weird error message on Monday morning. I called them and they're like, "Oh, we'll take that. That'll go off tomorrow." I'm like, oh, stress. But yeah, I mean, today is pretty slow. It's 9 o'clock. I haven't taken one trade yet, and that's okay, but it is, sometimes I find it a little hard to sit on the sidelines, but that's why I have all my rules and my trading document, you know. But hey, this is a chance for us to kind of learn. Like, this is great because you posted, you put in the chat your formula, and then we went through the formula together, right? It's like we're all learning something. And so I love it when I let's see. I think margin accounts have to be yeah, futures have to be margin accounts. Yeah. So I am curious though. I really want to learn, like I'm really like big on following gold because I invest in precious metals long term, like actual precious metal. Yeah, I'm one of those people. And but I really would like to get into more trading gold in the market. So maybe gold futures. Yeah, I mean, wow. Let's see. I'm looking at Bitcoin because I'm trying to keep track here about, you know, it's just climbing and climbing. So right now there's a pullback, but it reached a high of 82,800 about ish. Okay, so stops. My weekly goal, futures options, shorting require margin. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm not there yet. I think that, yeah, that's not where I'm at yet. I don't know if I'll ever short. Unlimited loss sounds absolutely terrifying. And I know lots of people short. I'm not, you know, that's just feels like an advanced thing to me. And futures and options as well. Feels advanced, but definitely want to get there. So my plan to learn futures and gold futures is to paper trade it. You know, I'm going to paper trade and learn it while I'm paper trading. And that's what I think everyone should do to learn a new skill. I know it's not exactly the same, and I understand that. It's definitely not the same. But I feel like that's where we should all start so that, you know, and when I'm learning something new, I paper trade. So, you know, that's my plan is to, you don't have to have, I think you can paper trade futures without a market account, right? In Thinkorswim, I think I was doing that the other day. I think that's what I was doing. I can't easily toggle between, like in Webull, you can toggle between paper trading and live trading very easily once you're logged in. But in Thinkorswim, you have to log out and then log in under the paper trading account, at least on the desktop version. So I can't just flip to paper trading to show you. I have to log out, log back in. So, I mean, right here, this was a potential good move, but I would want to see confirmation above VWAP, and then it would have been a little bit late getting in. I mean, I still could have made 10 cents a share here, but I don't know. The price action just doesn't look super clean to me. Now, if it holds above VWAP and makes another run, which it doesn't look like it's doing, I was going to say I'll consider getting in for a bull flag pullback, but yeah, I mean, I know that a lot of people do that. So I just read Andrew Aziz's book again, and I'm going to do a book review on it. But that's one of the things he says he does. He shorts, he plays both sides of the same stock. He'll go long and then he'll go short. Some people, I think, can do that pretty successfully. I'm impressed. I'm just too nervous. You know, I mean, I've had some really big losses lately, and I'm just too nervous to do that. But I know a lot of people do it. And if you do it, I'm impressed. Really. Because I think that's very difficult. AHMA is still holding above VWAP, but I never really got in because I don't know, I didn't like it. Felt choppy to me. RDZN, that's a dud. Let's take that off of there. HSDT, let's see. HSDT. I feel like I'm just, you know, grasping at everything right now. The float's high. The float's high. And look at this. It doesn't even have 500 shares of total volume yet. Hard to borrow, but the total volume would hold me back. So I'll keep that on there. Let's see what happens. It looks like there's news. That sounds like good news. The company is partnering with a foundation to expand institutional infrastructure across the Asia Pacific region. That sounds like good news, but the total volume just isn't there. So I'm going to wait and see if we get more volume. Well, arbitrage is the difference between arbitrage is what we're all doing, really. I think that's mostly used in Forex, but let's look up the, I think that's just the difference in price. Okay, so yep. So the simultaneous purchase and sale of an asset in different markets to profit from a temporary difference in price. It is a near riskless strategy. So I think it's used a lot in Forex. I think it's when you buy them, though, at the same time. But is that what you're talking about? Like, because I think what you're talking about is trading on the long side and then shorting on the way down. I mean, I think on some level, what we're doing is arbitrage, right? Because we're looking at the difference in price, like the bid and the ask, right? But I think it's really popular in Forex. Oh, listen to this one example. There's some examples on AI. Buying a company's convertible bonds and simultaneously shorting its stock to profit from mispricing between the two. Okay, stock exchange arbitrage. Buying shares of a company on one exchange, for example, London Stock Exchange, and immediately selling them on another, New York Stock Exchange, at a higher price. Well, I mean, that is kind of what we're doing, right? I think that's what we're all doing. When we buy a stock and sell it at a different price, right? We're just hoping that we sell it at a higher price. But I think the key difference is that the transaction is happening almost at the same time. This is interesting. The term arbitrage originated from the French word for judgment or arbitration, first appearing in financial contexts in the 19th century. I'm a super nerd, so I could see myself going down a rabbit hole in terms of like finance history. SK Trading does an Asian market union session. Oh, okay. I'll check that out. I'm going to write that down. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really interested in gold futures and trading gold. It's just, that's definitely one of the things I'm interested in. It would just be comfortable because I already follow gold, the spot price of gold pretty much every day. But I know there's a lot more to it than that. But, it's definitely in my wheelhouse of interest is what I'm trying to say. And I feel like, well, at least historically, it was inversely related to the stock market, right? So I liked the fact that I was hedging against loss in my retirement accounts. However, things are a little bit different nowadays, I guess. Come on, Bitcoin. But yeah, I'm sort of interested. I have, I like finance. I'm such a dork. So I like hearing where the words originate from. Yeah, thank you so much, because I wrote that down. That's why I have my trusty little notebook, so I can jot down stuff that you guys mentioned that I want to look at later after I'm done trading. Wow, guys, I can't believe it's already 9:13 and I haven't taken one trade, but we have had really productive conversations in the chat. Awesome. I am going to take a 5-minute break and then I'll come back for the market open. All right, I'll see you guys in a few minutes. All right, guys, I'm back. Every time I take a break, I set a timer so I don't lose track of the time. I try to get back within 5 minutes if I can. Okay. So, anything happened while I was gone? I feel like last time I left, something happened. But PMAX might be making a move. Let's take a look. I don't know. I'm sort of like, wow, look at that. PMAX is making a move. Okay, so let me just get organized here. I had my snack. All right, so I'm taking a look. So now let's just, as a reminder, the market is going to open in 10 minutes. And I started using my whiteboard today. One of my viewers said, get a whiteboard. Actually, several of you have been telling me to get a whiteboard. And I have to remember, after the market open, every trade I make, I have to place a stop loss order. So I did practice this in the simulator last week after my devastating, well, one of my 2 devastating losses last week. That was brutal. But now I'm glad I have the whiteboard. You guys are right. This is great. And also, I put this on here today. My timeouts, okay? My timeouts. 1 red trade, 15 minutes. 2 red trades, 30 minutes. 3 red trades, I'm out. And I have a sad, oh no. I have a sad face. Sad face. All right. So, I don't know where all my markers are going. All right. So let's see. PMAX. Let's put my markers back. Let's put the whiteboard back. All right. PMAX. Is there anything here for me? This just looks choppy to me. I don't love it. I really don't. Let me look at it on the 5-minute. What? Okay. Wow, that looks messy on the 5-minute. I don't know. I don't want to take something crazy. Yeah, exactly. I have my tea. I have to like have all my snacks prepared. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, today's kind of like a bit of a, it's slow, but we've had a killer chat going, where we've got people talking about futures, we've got people talk about arbitrage, people talking about shorting, we've got discussion about formulas for how many shares to trade. We have had a very, very productive chat today. This is great. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So yeah, like it's moving up, and I can see that I maybe missed a move, but I just wasn't willing to take on. Oh, why did it take it off the chat here? Just wasn't willing to take on the risk. AHMA. Yeah, no, just kind of consolidating sideways at this point. Above VWAP, but ERNA, again, above and below VWAP. MACD is red. Look at the volumes way down. I guess we'll just wait till market open and then see. We'll take this off because it only has 50,000 shares. We'll just see if there's anything at the market open, but I'm going to stay away from the first like 5 or 10 minutes because I got burned doing that. But then I'll see if I can get a bull flag pullback or something before 10 o'clock. You know, the best thing we can do during this time when there isn't much to trade is learn, right? Learn by watching the charts. Let's see what's going on. I think it's so funny that Thinkorswim calls this particular set of watch list lovers and losers. I don't know why I think that's so funny. Pre-market movers. EVC is still up there, but it's below VWAP. COMP. I'm just looking at things that are under $10. There isn't much. It's funny how, like, sometimes it's all penny stocks and other times it's all large caps. Like, it's crazy. CXDO. I'm just trying to look for things under $10 or close to $10. All right. AMC. Yeah, nothing. Wah, wah. All right, so let's go back to our little watch list. But, oh, ERNA is trying to get above VWAP, maybe. All right, I got to make sure I remember. I've got it on my whiteboard. If I take any trades right after executing the entry, I have to place a stop loss order on the ladder. That is important because I took some hits lately on that. Whew. Let's see. How's the stock market doing right now? How is the stock? It says stocks are trading sharply higher. But just not our stocks. Just not our stocks. Like, really? All right. PMAX is above VWAP, but I don't know. This is just consolidating sideways. So I'm going to wait for market open. We've got less than 5 minutes. Something might pop up, you know. That's okay, but boy, am I glad I've got all these rules in place now. It's keeping me from doing anything monumentally stupid. And I like that because I like not spending my money, wasting my money. I'm not cheap. I am discerning with my financial resources. So I just, I don't like to waste money on losses unnecessarily. ERNA, yep, is popping above VWAP, but oh, good morning, Huss. No trades yet today. No trades yet. So we'll see what happens at the market open. But, it sounds like people are making money today. It's just not me. AMD stock surged. Palantir shares were volatile. Middle East de-escalation reports suggest a possible agreement to end the war, lowering oil prices and calming markets. Okay. Let's see. How is the VIX today? 16. Look at that. Wow. Remember when the VIX was like, look, up here? The beginning of March. This is like, hit the panic button. Hit the panic button. Let's see. How's the S&P? Look at that. This is the daily chart. Look at that. See, back in, yeah, look at that. Things turned around at the end of March. This is like amazing. But I'm not cashing in on it. That's my fault, though. I'm realizing that my struggles with trading are really it's not what I'm doing. I'm doing a lot of the right things, but I'm doing too many of the wrong things. And I think at this point, it's just narrowing down the mistakes, eliminating the mistakes. What are the bottlenecks? That's my weekly goal. What are the bottlenecks? And every week I'm going to pick a goal. The goal could stay the same because if that bottleneck is still a bottleneck the next week, then I could end up having a goal that keeps going. And I'm going to use I'm going to use data to drive these decisions. That's my plan. So on TraderView, if I look at, you can do like today, yesterday, last 7 days, last 30 days is what I'm using to determine my bottlenecks. I'm looking at the last 30 days of data. And so it'll be like a rolling goal, basically. So every week I'll look at the previous 30 days data. You can see, look at this. It's such a mess and this is like, honestly, like 2 trades, 3 trades that created this problem. My accuracy was 57%. You can see, I'm going to do a video about MAE and MFE, but they have to do with like how low your losers go and how high your winners go before you actually close your trade. Oh, here we go. Let's see if anything pops up. OSS, which we saw earlier. For those of you who do jiu-jitsu. All right, so let's see. VNRX. I'm going to look at VNRX. VNRX. Oh, that's the daily chart. Doesn't really have enough relative volume yet. Wow, things are coming in fast, like really, 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 really fast. A lot of them are things that were already on the scanner this morning, but didn't go anywhere. But this first 5 minutes are really chaotic. So I'm going to wait and see what pops up. I'm not going to just grab the next thing. Wow. Okay. CVGI. Excuse me. CVGI. CVGI. I'm looking for things that are under $10, have relative volume 5 times the 50-day average, have gapped up 10% over the previous day's close, have a lower float. Things are just popping up so fast, I can barely keep up. Okay, so let me take a look here. A8, okay, that's kind of tanking. ERNA, PMAX, VR, let me just clean up my list here. Get these things off. Wow, things are going crazy on here. MSS. No. Wow. Things are going crazy, but what's ZYBT? ZYBT. Let's look at that. Low float, high volume, gapped up, ZYBT. Huh, this could be interesting. It's over $1. And IFRX. Let's see. IFRX. Okay. So this is, whoops, why am I just lost it. What happened here? IFRX. ZYBT. Here we go. I hate when it does that on my ZYBT. Oh, this is so annoying. IFRX. All right, so, BLNE. All right, MNKD, MNKD. Okay, this one looks like it could be interesting. MNKD. The float is 5 mil. Oh, the float's really high. The float is really high. But this looks really interesting to me. I like the price action on this. They're easy to borrow. Okay, so I'm going to be, it's a high float and it's easy to borrow. But wow, look at that. Price action. ERNA, no. 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 MNKD, I mean, it's easy to borrow. And the float is high. But they have news. They have good news. I'm going to look at the daily chart. Things are moving so quickly today. Okay, so there's definitely a window up to like 573, but this big red candle, that feels like something to be aware of. It's easy to borrow, right? On Thinkorswim. So that accounts for this big red candle. It was shorted, right? Is that what happened there? So gotta be careful about that. 0.73 seconds IRN small win feels birthday man. IREN. Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, wow. Oh, so you traded IREN? Nice. IFRX, this has potential. The float's a little high also, but BLMN. Let's see. BLMN. I don't know. I feel like it's all happening so quickly. Okay, so this one looks really clean to me. So if this is the low candle, this is easy to borrow though. This is also easy to borrow. So easy to borrow. Yeah, that's the problem. It's easy to borrow. I don't like that. But it's not going to stop me from trading, but it makes me cautious. Guess this is a more, this is 1-to-1, right? Let's see, 11 and 12. Yeah, it's about 1-to-1. So this could be the low candle, possibly. Tapping the 9 EMA. Let's see what happens. We're about halfway through the candle. So if that's the case, if I did get in at 413, oh no, wait. So this is the, if I did get in at 413, I would set a stop at 404. We're almost done with this candle. I don't see big sellers in the ask. I would look for a confirmation on the volume. Oh. So now, well, I'll wait a second, but looks like, oh, I don't know. That bottom tail might signal a reversal. But now this is the low candle. And I didn't see confirmation. Hmm. So now it's below the 9 EMA. And so this might be like a pullback on the 5-minute now. Yeah. Is it going to go all the way down to VWAP? Thing is, I'd be really cautious because this is easy to borrow. Made more coffee. Yes. Get more coffee. I gave up caffeine a couple of months ago, but I cannot get through the morning without my rooibos, which is like, doesn't have caffeine in it, but I need to have it. All right, so this is still, I think, a pretty acceptable profit loss ratio. But if it goes below VWAP, I'm out. So if it breaks over 405, I'll get in, but I'll set my stop on the active trader ladder. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like the fact that it's below the 9 EMA. And it's easy to borrow. I mean, this is now the top of the low candle right here. And this is like an inside candle, right? Because it's lower and it's an inside candle. I don't know. I don't trust it. And the MACD is red. Well, the volume's gone up a little bit. But it's not going up right away. Like, it's just kind of hovering there. Look at that. People are looking for a break through the high of day, huh? Yeah, it just didn't like go enough. It did. It broke over this level, but guys, I think this could be a no trade day. I have 15 minutes left and could be a no trade day. Better than a red day, that's for sure. Okay. I'm looking at the scanners. Let's look at IFRX. No, no. Well, I thought this was going to break out here. Over the 9 EMA, that would have been great. This would have been fine if it had actually broken out and kept going. I waited for, I was going to get in a little late and try to get like 5 cents a share or something like that. But no. But 5 cents a share wouldn't have been enough because look, so this was my target high of day, right? But my stop, the difference is 13 cents. And if I'm trying to, in order for me to scale up, I need my P&L-R has to be an average of 0.8. So if I had scalped 5 cents a share and that divided by 13 cents, that would have been an R number of only 0.38. So in order for me to scale up, I would have to be earning, my average earnings need to be 0.8 of my risk that I'm taking. So what's 0.8 of 13? 10 cents, 10.5, 10.4 cents. So I would need to get 10.4 cents. I would have needed to get 10.4 cents a share to make that hit my minimum. This is really kind of changing the way I think about risk. Wow. I mean, I'm looking for a profit loss ratio of at least 1 to 1. Looks like I have to hit that. So maybe I should look for profit loss ratios that are higher than that, like 2 to 1, so that I can hit that target more easily. Otherwise, yikes. Well, this is just going nowhere. So let's see what else is popping up. I don't know. I think this might be a no trade day. If something pops up in 10 minutes, I'll look at it, but this might actually be a no trade day for me. Well, yeah. I mean, what else can you do, right? It is what it is. It is what it is. All right, let's do a quote of the day. Ben Franklin, this is the quote of the day, because I had no trades, right? But I learned a lot from you guys. We all learned a lot from each other. I learned a lot from watching the charts for the last 3 hours. And Ben Franklin said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. So even if I didn't get any trades today, I feel like I've leveled up my finance IQ. My day trading IQ is leveling up, partly because of you guys. And we're learning together. Very, very grateful for that. Yeah, I think this is a no trade day. I might just call it a little early, 10 minutes early, so I'm not tempted to do anything stupid in the next 9 minutes. It's like my greatest fear, that I will do something dumb in the next 9 minutes. But MNKD, Mankind Corp, that didn't go anywhere. I was going to take a little chance. The float was higher, but it did not pan out. Okay, so IREN, that's way too expensive for me. BLMN. Yeah, not really seeing anything. All right, INTC. Let's take a look. INTC. INTC. Oh, INTC 112. That's a little out of my price range. Looks good though. I mean, but it's kind of doing that thing where it goes above and below VWAP. So that is, and I know you're sick of me saying it, but VWAP chop. I step away sometimes to grab my dumbbells when my charts are not showing anything interesting. Yeah, definitely. Well, now that I'm live streaming, I'm not, I'm not going to work out on the live stream, but yeah, no, I mean, if it's, well, so this is the thing. I used to do that. I'd be like, oh, I'll take a break. There's nothing going on. And then later I'd find out that something popped up. So now one of the things that the live stream has forced me to do, which has been really helpful, is when I don't see anything on the charts, I'm learning. It's dedicated study time. I'm either trading or I'm learning. And so that was the commitment I made to myself back in November. I made the commitment to myself that I would sit here between Intel. Oh, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the channel. We're about to close up shop, but welcome. Hi. Yeah, so I usually live stream from 7 to 10, and so we're going to close up shop today, but I am going to be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. So welcome, Duvan, Julio. It's nice to meet you. We have a good little group. We had a good chat today. So yeah, so even when I'm not trading, I do commit to sitting here and studying with you guys. The chat this morning was awesome. Thank you so much. So today I'm going to be posting over on Substack about my weekly goal, right? But this was one of my plans for today. After the market opened, place a stop loss on every trade. However, I didn't get any trades. Today was a no trade day. Ugh. But I do. I trade. It's small cap momentum trading. So eventually, I would like to branch out. Maybe futures. Maybe I want to do some gold futures. But for now, during my live streaming time, it's momentum small caps. I'm a new trader. I'm a beginner trader, so I am not teaching. I am sharing. I'm sharing my journey. Okay. But yeah, we have a good little group. So please join us. Every market day, unless I'm traveling, unless I'm flying, but when I'm not traveling on a flight, I did trade on my vacation though. I posted some videos about that, but yep, small cap momentum stocks, and Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you did. How did that work out? We were watching ERNA for a good part of the morning. We were watching it for a good part of the morning, but I just didn't see anything that I loved. The only thing I would have maybe considered is right here. But I would have waited for a confirmation candle above VWAP. I would have got in really high. So this is the only part that I might have traded, except actually I wouldn't have because the MACD was red. So I probably wouldn't have traded that. But how did you do? How did it go? And the other thing that was sort of a deterrent for me is this above and below VWAP, just kind of fluctuating. I was trying to get in on MNKD after the market open. I was looking for a breakout here. And I wasn't convinced enough to get in. I didn't get in. And I'm glad I didn't. Difficult. How? Like, was it difficult because it was like a scalp trade, so you got a small profit? Or was it difficult because of the price action? Let's learn. And congratulations on being green on it. Congratulations. That's awesome. All right. So guys, the 200 EMA was at the 430. Right. Okay. Oh, wow. Look at that. Right. So it popped right up to resistance at that level. Resistance right at that level. Price action. Okay. Yeah, that was another thing. It just felt choppy to me. I didn't really see anything that looked clean to me. Well, welcome, Duvan. Hopefully we'll see you again, right? I'm about to wrap up, you guys. I know today was a no trade day for me. We went over my revised trading rules this morning. We talked about them. I'm I'm going to be revising it. And once I get it really set, I'm going to post that somewhere, I guess as a link somewhere. And anyway, hopefully you guys have a good rest of your trading day. I will see you all tomorrow. I'll be live streaming at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be doing my recap later. Okay, so a little bit later, I'll be doing my recap. And I'll be posting my midweek update on my weekly goal over at Substack. And that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Have a great day, you guys. Trade smart.